And so while there is talk of a recessive environment, what we're actually experiencing, when you look a little bit deeper, is a massive opportunity for growth.
Warning: Damian Andrews' growing revenue and profit, if implemented, will put more money in your pocket. Please use with caution.
Damian Andrews here for Growing Revenue and Profit. In the last video, it talked about McDonald's and how their sales in a recessive environment had grown 12.6%. Wanted to unpack a couple of things from that video as to why they are doing so well, not just now, but consistently have done so well, and what makes a difference between what you might be doing and how some organizations fall behind in their approach. And one of the key things that came out of that article was the McDonald's CEO. He underlined the importance of accelerating the organization. And again, we're talking about the mindset that's out there at the moment in the news is that we're in a recessive environment, things are going to slow down, things are going to be difficult. Now, there's a lot of data that actually says the opposite of that. Anyway, when we're looking at how the world is changing its structure and how it's operating, which is a whole different topic to do with deglobalization, is a topic that's come up certainly in some of the more developed countries like the US and Australia. We have the resources and ability to do the things ourselves. We did it ourselves and we outsourced it. Now, with the insecurity that's come about that we've learned from things like the war in Ukraine, and how Russia has, or the Russian government, I should say, not the Russian people, we need to separate that, how the Russian government has approached it. We've also got a similar approach from President or Chairman Xi in China, where he has quite a wolf warrior approach as well. And it's just not something we want to deal with. And so there's a whole different topic, but it relates to how we operate in particularly in our business and opportunities that we have going forward, where there's certainly lots of industrial build out and manufacturing opportunity in our countries where we've actually had moved that stuff offshore. It is now becoming moving back onshore. So massive opportunity there. And so while there is talk of a recessive environment, what we're actually experiencing, when you look a little bit deeper, is a massive opportunity for growth. But that aside, when we look at the approach of McDonald's, again, as the CEO said, he underlined the importance of accelerating the organization, regardless of what environment we are in, what economic environment we're in. McDonald's as a corporation has always been having that approach of we need to improve how we operate. We're constantly looking at how to improve how we operate. And that's really important from the perspective of staying ahead of your competition. The competition is always nipping at your heels. They always want to be better, and you could easily fall behind. And when you're behind, it's difficult to catch up. It's hard enough to stay in front. I don't like using the word hard because personally I don't think it is, but if you have systems and processes in place, it becomes quite easy. Well, I should say the right systems and processes in place. Many people have systems and processes in place. They don't realize that they've got them, but they do, and not of them all of them are effective. So you want to have, and that's what I want to unpack from that article, that the CEO, regardless of the economic environment we're in, particularly one where it's touted that we're in a recessive environment, everything's going to hell, we're going to struggle. The focus there is on accelerating the organization. So it's not, oh, we need to pull back. As soon as you do that, you are going to fall behind. You cannot be pulling back, going, oh, we need to slow down what we're doing here because we're in a recession or recessive environment, or things are slowing down, or it's looking bad. We need to. It doesn't work in today's environment. Things move way too fast. So you always need to be on the front foot. You always need to be looking for, how do I improve the operations? And of course, we include in the programs that we offer a continuous improvement program, which is, sounds obvious. It is obvious. There's systems and processes that you can put in place. The most valuable asset that you have as far as knowledge base goes is your own employees, your own people that have immense amount of knowledge of how your operation works. By utilizing them, you can actually, or utilizing that knowledge, I should say, you're already utilizing them, but utilizing that knowledge, unlocking that, got this treasure trove of wonderful ideas. And anyway, we unlock that with the continuous improvement program as part of the exceptional effort separate program. But again, accelerating the organization, that's, you just need to be doing that, otherwise you're going to fall behind. And then the other part of that that stood out, let me just find it in the report here. I've got that is that they want to increase the level of digitization in the company to help with the help of new digital tools and platforms. Why is that important? Well, what's relevant from that was, one, again, we're in a recessive environment, and McDonald's is spending money on new digital tools and platforms. So while everyone else, again, is pulling back, panicking, going, oh, we don't want to be doing anything, they're stopping themselves from falling behind by spending money on tools that are going to help them. And why are they doing that? That digital, what they're doing is they're streamlining routine tasks for the company's employees. So they're making it easier for their employees to do these routine tasks, making it more efficient. And in making it more efficient, those employees have more time. And then that, what, as they say, the company's CEO, McDonald's CEO, said that company's brightest managers will have more time to analyze the changing environment and deliver more value to shareholders. So basically make the company more profitable. But again, what does that mean? Company's brightest managers will have more time to analyze the changing environment. Well, you obviously, that's and it's important, and you understand, I'm very sure you understand, that the world is changing fast. It does change fast, and it continues to change fast. And that change accelerates. We know that. You know that. So what they're doing is they're spending money in a recessive environment so that their employees are more efficient in how they operate and have the ability to analyze what's changing and adapt to that. So that, again, they don't fall behind. And if you're not doing this, you will be falling behind. And this is where that's really important. But the underlying principle there is what they've got is they have systems in place. Not only are they putting these new digital tools in place, they're spending money on this technology so that their employees have time. But they also have, and what's not written in this article, but what they do have is they have the ability and systems in place to capture that information. So that free time, it's not just the process of, oh, let's give our employees a bit of free time. Then they're going, okay, we want to analyze, we want to give them time to analyze the market. We want to free up some time so they can analyze what's going on and better adapt to that. But that has no advantage to you if you can't capture that information and then use it going forward. And so there's a two-pronged approach that they've got here. One, they're spending money on this digital upgrade, so to speak. I'm thinking of the Matrix now, but as you know, I have these pop culture references. But they're spending money on digital tools and platforms so that their employees have more time to think about and pay attention to how the market is changing. But then on top of that, they've got systems in place to capture that information, to filter it through, to then use that information to adapt how the company operates. So again, it doesn't fall behind. And that's why McDonald's is a leader as far as a brand, as far as an organization that operates, as far as providing shareholder value, which is high profitability, because it does this. And unless you're doing that, then you'll be falling behind, which is a difficult place to be. It's much more difficult if you're at the bottom and trying to find your way back to in just a level playing field. Very, very challenging, or certainly more challenging than if you're continually improving. So that's what I wanted to unpack from that article. I've got, and it's a little bit more detail in the next video. We'll get into how they do that as well, some other operations that they have. But this is Damien Andrews for Growing Revenue and Profit.